Go, Richard.
Hi, my name is Dr. Richard Kahler. I'm a chiropractor and have been in this profession for 33 years. That's a third of a century. Hold on to your hat. In 8 minutes, right here on my stopwatch, bam, 8 minutes, we're going to receive a super deluxe introduction to real chiropractic. Now, first of all, we have 5 things for you. We are a generalist. We are not a specialist, we are generalists, just like Johan, my skeleton friend here. Nose to toes, we literally are generalists, okay? We just, all the joints of the body, all 272 joints of the whole body. We do 2 things. We free up the joints of the body, and we free up the power of your nervous system. How do we do that? Number one of 5, I can talk, is, as I said, as I emphasized once again, we adjust the whole body. Your body is an integrated whole. Now, secondly, and thirdly, I have to use my prop here. We can take a video of a video
Yes.
from one iPod to another.
I see the tip of the iceberg.
We are I have to stutter a little bit because I'm accustomed to doing this in German for 10 years. I've been over in Munich for 10 years. This is above the pain threshold. Those are the things that you are aware of. We'll address the underlying cause of that. In addition, we are not only we relieve the underlying cause of what you have, but underneath the surface of the ocean are hidden things that you are not aware of yet. And those are where really chiropractic shines, the preventative aspect of what we do. We find things before they hurt you, or with my favorite prop, which the people at the airport security love, this is made out of wood, don't worry, is a biomechanical time bomb. Everybody, literally everybody, has in their body biomechanical time bombs in their shoulder joint, in their sacroiliac joints, here, in their knee, in their hip, in their neck, in their discs. And we want to, what do we want to do? We want to find these before they hurt you, while they're still under the pain threshold, under the surface of the ocean, and we want to defuse these so they won't explode and have you have an operation on your shoulder and disc, which should have been prevented. Okay, now, summary. We are generalists, nose to toes. Number 2, we correct the causes of your problems, and we prevent problems. I emphasize the word prevent. Fourthly, we are a body mechanic. The joints, we have 208 bones, 272 joints. Here, those red surfaces right there are the joints. 2 of the major joints of the spine. Here are 3 lumbar vertebrae. Those joints are supposed to move, as in this, like that. Like my famous beads here, the springy, juicy white beads. See that? Springy, juicy vertebrae, and joint between them. However, then comes along, ta-da, I had this made special. Then comes along an injury, right down here, injury, and that brings about inflammation. Inflammation causes scar tissue formation, just like a cut on your arm, like a wound. And I call that joint plaque, to draw the analogy with plaque on these teeth or on your arteries. Everybody knows about that. Now, what happens is that scar tissue is not parallel protein fibers like normal tissue, like this, which allows the white beads, but rather scar tissue is like this. And can you glide your fingers by each other? No. So what happens to the joint? Is it white and springy and juicy and self-lubricating? 9. 9.
9.
It is light pink. And then, if you do not interrupt this vicious cycle, it becomes medium pink, dark pink, red. Okay? Red is dead. I call this last stage mini rigor mortis. Now, going back to my chart here.
It's upside down.
It's upside down. Thank you very much. This is the trial run, folks. Injury brings about inflammation, which is scar tissue or joint plaques, I call it. And that brings about 2 things in all the joints of the body. It brings about arthritis, because the stiffer the joint, the redder the bead, so to speak, the more stagnant the synovial fluid is. Okay? Synovial fluid is the joint fluid in all your joints. It lubricates and it nourishes the cartilage cells. I repeat, it nourishes the cartilage cells. What happens if this little muscle in your chest here, called the heart, pumps slower and slower? It's called bradycardia. Then eventually, you die, just like the joint. The cartilage cells will die and break down, and you have what? Arthritis in all your joints. In the joints of the spine, of which we have 128, that not only does it lead to degeneration and arthritis, but the nerves that branch off from the spinal cord will be interfered with, and that makes that part of your body more vulnerable and less in control, and that makes the joint more vulnerable to injury, which leads to this. And I think you recognize, because you're all smart people out there, vicious cycle. So, what happens if you not interrupt this vicious cycle with this orange arrow called chiropractic? Second largest healing art in the world. then what happens? You wind up with these things. Decreased quality of life, decreased independence. I call these problems, if you don't take care of them, I call them send you to nursing home problems, okay? And also, decrease your performance on the soccer field, at home, I'll be specific, at home, at the job site, it decreases your athletic and everyday performance. So, if we interrupt this vicious cycle with chiropractic, then you can do what? You can get healing, your body can heal itself, and also, the big word here is prevention. Okay, my 8 minutes is almost up. Now, going back to this. What happens is that the darker pink the joints are, the more the soft tissues around the nerves, the branches off the spinal cord, these spinal nerves, which contain, by the way, 230,000 nerve fibers per pair on the average. You wind up with a neurothlipsis, which is a fancy word for pinched nerve, irritated nerve. And then the Kontrolle in German, or control in English, is decreased because the electricity does not flow from the brain out of the spinal cord. You wind up with a dimmer switch effect. Now I have in my office a rheostat effect on a light bulb, so then you have decreased nerve flow to your organs and your muscles, they don't work right. And then everybody runs to the specialists for your heart, a cardiologist, women, gynecologist, urologist, specialist for every part of your body. We are, what did I say at the beginning? Like my friend, my buddy Johan here, we are generalists. So, if you have the Strom, which is German for current, flowing along your Rückenmark, which you all know means the spinal cord, then you have control. Otherwise, the parts of your body are out of control. Then you run to the specialist. We're generalists. Can we do everything? No. Can we do a lot? Oh yeah. Go to a good chiropractor, he or she, since 37% of chiropractors are women, will show you what your body can do if you free up the power of the noodles. This is right here, the noodles. Brain. Okay. Now, where am I? Okay. Quick summary, generalist, nose to toes care. We're biomechanical specialists. We like to retrain your joints through this pink phase back to white. That's why it takes more than one adjustment. It takes a series of adjustments so that we can defuse the biomechanical time bombs so you don't wind up in the hospital or they have an operation. And we use our hands. My hands have, as I said before, a third of a century of experience. Many of us use this thing called an activator. Dr. Alan Four, he came up with this about 60 years ago. And it is without bullets or needles, no sparks, gives a very fast 4 millisecond thrust, 1 for babies, 2 for children, 3 for women, and 4 for manly men. And what it does, it breaks up the scar tissue. It breaks up this vicious cycle right here. My hands, the activator, is a scar tissue breaker upper, I call that. Oh, my time is up.
Oh, thanks for being with us, Dr. Kahler.
Give me 2 more minutes.
Yes, turn that beeping thing off and let's hear the exciting conclusion.
Yes, conclusion. With my hands, the activator, been used for 60 years, and also with these blocks, I'll show in the next version, these SOT blocks. Where thanks goes out to Dr. G. Jarnett, one of my predecessors. We use different techniques to break up the vicious cycle so your body can heal itself and you can prevent future injuries. Chiropractic is, in my opinion, and studies prove, one of the safest, one of the most productive, results bringing, if there's such a verb, healthcare modalities on the market. Go to good chiropractor, there are 68,000 of us in the United States, and find the one of your choice. And thank you for listening, and adios amigos. Johan says also Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen, Johannes.
Ade. Tschüss.
And thank you very much, Dr. Richard Kahler.